Hi, and welcome to the WHYcast, episode 5. I'm Nancy,
Hi, Matt.
and we are the hosts of the only podcast about a hacker camp in the world. This volunteer run event will take place next year in the Netherlands, approximately 40 kilometers above Amsterdam, from August 8th to 12th, 2025. So, Ad, what are we talking about today?
Well, first off, it's only 42 weeks until the event, so that is pretty cool.
42 weeks.
42. We have some nice announcements from last week's Orga Meet. We have Where to Hack. We have a history lesson. We have a very cool interview lined up for you. And we have obviously the vacancies of the week because we still need more hands.
We need more hands always, at least 42 hands.
Yes.
So, well, we had a very cool meet again last week online, which is every month with anyone who is willing to volunteer or volunteering already to make this crazy cool event happening. So I think I'm not quite sure. I forgot to count them, but at least 40 people or something were online. It may even have been 42 people. And
Hopefully.
one of the cool a couple of the cool things that came out of that meeting, in case you missed it. Um, the website is live. Of course,
Mhm.
we always had a wiki, but for now we also have a website. There's still a lot of work to be done. That's why there are still teams that could use your help, but I think it looks great. The whole 80s vibe look that we have, thanks to Team House is really it's
Yeah,
looking
really
great.
cool.
It's a
Yep.
very cool website, so that's great. Also important because of course we are volunteer run, but some things cost money and we need next to the tickets also some sponsoring for it. Um, and the sponsor brochure is now live. So if
Yes.
you own a company or if you work for a company that is willing to sponsor, please reach out to sponsor team. We will put a link in the show notes to the sponsor brochure because it's finished and it's live. And if you have any questions about sponsoring, please send an email to sponsor@why2025.org and the team will get into contact with you.
Yep.
And talking about other money thingies, we also announced that we try to aim at an average ticket price of 342 euros. And that is very doable looking at the budget sheets. There's still a lot of work to be done for that, but of course, the magic 42 is there again.
Yes.
So that's
Yet
a
again.
little bit of news from the organization.
Yes. And if you are curious to meet people from the organization or people like we have in our organization, maybe you should visit something that is up in Where to Hack.
Ooh. Each week, we will share where you can find why-minded people, where to hack. So, Atta, so you brought a little friend. Can you tell me some
I got
more
my little friend
about
here.
where to hack?
Where to Hack? Well, there's the Ubuntu Summit in The Hague on the
Mhm.
25th of October. And one of the people who is very involved with all the Ubuntu stuff is Moem.
Mhm.
And that is a hint. There's an interview with Moem coming up very soon.
Ah.
But I also know Moem for her work for the Ubuntu Ports initiative, UB Ports,
Mhm.
which is running Ubuntu on phones and on tablets for a
Ah.
full open source device that is in your control. And this is their mascot, so I brought it.
You have their mascot
Yep.
right in front of you for the listeners. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a very cool mascot. And so, if you wanna meet and greet and talk to Moom about either
Ubuntu UB
Ubuntu
Ports,
or why,
or
you can
why.
meet her in The Hague, which is also in the Netherlands, maybe 42 kilometers below Amsterdam, approximately. Could
I don't
be,
know. Could be.
could be.
Could be cool.
And it is the 25th until the 27th of October. So if you go to events.canonical.com, you will find the Ubuntu Summit there. I think it will be great fun.
Yeah. And now let's jump into a bit of history.
Each episode will be diving into a piece of history, something special from the predecessors of WHY2025. So that could be from the Galactic Hacker Party from 1989, Hackers at the End of the Universe from 93, Hacking in Progress 97, Hackers at Large 2001, What the Hack 2005, Hacking at Random 2009, Observe Hack Make 2013, Still Hacking Anyways 2017, May Contain Hackers from 2021, no, COVID happened, so that became May Contain Hackers 2022. And this week we will be taking a look at
42. Because it's 42 weeks till the event. The current week is week 42. Geestmerambacht is approximately 42 kilometers above Amsterdam. There's 42 teams, so apparently we do really like 42 a lot. But where does it come from? Why is this obsession with 42? Let's ask Wikipedia.
In The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, the number 42 is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. Calculated by an enormous supercomputer named Deep Thought over a period of 7.5 million years, unfortunately, no one knows what the question is.
Well, that's all the information you need. See you next week. No. So it's from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And what is that? It's a book. Well, no, it's a trilogy in 5 parts, which is odd for a trilogy. The first book, the first novel, was released in 1979, so that is quite a while ago. But it is actually an adaptation from a radio show by Douglas Adams from a year earlier, from 1978. After that went on for actually a couple of years. In 1981, the BBC turned it into a 6-part video series. And in 94, there were a bunch of video games released on a whole range of platforms. It started with the Apple II, the Mac, the Commodore 64. There was a version for CP/M, for MS-DOS, for the Amiga, for the 8-bit Ataris, for the Atari ST. I think it ran on the K-Pro 2, on the Osborne 1. I believe there was a version for the TRS-80. So, a video game, a text-based, a text adventure game for well, pretty much any computer you could think of from 1984 at least. And what is the story for the Hitchhiker's Guide? It starts with Arthur Dent, a British guy waking up in his home and discovering that the local planning council is trying to demolish his house to build a bypass. The bulldozer is already in his front garden. And actually it turns out that is not the biggest of his problems, because the Earth will be demolished. The plans for the Hyperspace Expressway have been on display for about 50 years, 50 of our Earth years, at the local planning department in Alpha Centauri. So far too late to start making a fuss about that, because at least according to the alien that is planning to demolish Earth and build the Hyperspace Expressway. This story goes on in weird twists and interesting ways. And what makes it that this story, this series of books and radio and television series, turned into the source of so many in-jokes for the nerds and the hacker scene? I'm not entirely sure what exactly is the secret ingredient, but there's a couple of aspects. It's British humor. It's you either hate it or love it. It's a bit of a science fiction satire. It doesn't take itself all that seriously, it seems, and the timing might have been just right as well. That could also help. But there is a lot of references in normal nerdy everyday life, referring to the story. It's not just the 42, which is the answer to life, the universe, and everything, according to Deep Thought. back in the early 2000s, I was using a chat client to combine my ICQ and my MSN into one single application that was called Trillion, which is the name of a person in the story. The Hitchhiker's Guide itself, the guide for hitchhikers with information that is shown all through the story, is said to have the words "Don't panic" in large friendly letters on the cover. And so there's the Tesla Roadster that was launched into space a while back. It's also the title of a Coldplay song. Towels play an important role. One should always know where one's towel is. And the CFP for Why closes on Towel Day, which is May 25th. Mostly Harmless was used in the Hitchhiker's Guide to describe Earth. And there's a bunch of games who have this in descriptions of things. World of Warcraft is an example, Kerbal Space Program, and even GoldenEye 007, to name a classic. Milliways, that is the name for the restaurant at the end of the universe, which is a 5-star restaurant situated at the end of time and matter. So that's quite spectacular. And it's a very familiar name if you ever have been to a hacker camp. And if you haven't, maybe consider coming to Y and join us there and check out what Milliways is. And speaking of the end of the universe, Hacking at the End of the Universe, which was the camp from 1993, is quite obviously another reference to something from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So, if you want to learn even more about all these references, grab the books, look at the BBC television series, listen to the original radio shows. They even made a movie back in 2005. I'm not sure that's the best way to learn about it, but yeah. If you want to dive deeper, the internet has a lot of information on this, and I'm pretty sure YouTube has the BBC television series somewhere in there as well. So now you know why 42, and let's get back to 2024 and get ready for why 2025. So last week we had a cool interview with Yik about fire, and everything was on fire and about fire. And because Yik was feeling the stress of fire, he sent us a message afterwards like, "Oh, I wanted to shout out my team. And I forgot." And he feels so sorry. So
because of all the stress, because he was intimidated by the camera and by you, I think. No,
me.
just kidding. No, so this I think it's important because one of the aims with this WHYcast is also to give a podium to the great volunteers that make the whole event happening. So yes, Yik, we will give a shout out to Gineke, who's taking care of first aid, Ed, who is taking care of security, Sandra, who is also taking care of security, and Michael from the Central Post. So
yes.
Thanks from all those lovely people, and lots of love from Yik as well. So we set the record straight.
Yes, thanks for making this event possible.
So let's look at colors, paint, lights, and other cool stuff that makes Y look amazing. At the same event that I talked to Yik, the 7th of September at Hackalot, we had an interview with Moem to tell us a little bit about what the whole Deco team means.
Yeah.
So, standing here today with Moem, can you tell a little bit about yourself and then about the team you are working on?
About myself, I was born at a very young age.
Oh, really?
And then all kinds of things happened, and I'm here now.
Cool.
So it's all worked out in the end.
And part of team?
Yeah, I'm part of team Deco. I'm one of the 2 team leads for Deco.
Cool.
The other one is Roel. Roel is the team lead for anything that has LEDs. I'm the team lead for anything that has paint. And on the things that have both LEDs and paint, we work together.
Sounds like a great team. Yeah,
well, it's worked very well for us in the past, so we're just going to do it again.
Perfect.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. And when I asked you, can we do a little interview? You told me I would like to talk a little bit about what Team Deco is and is not, because that's not always clear for everybody, for anybody, right? So
Yeah.
maybe you
Apparently,
can explain
I
a little
get
bit.
questions that are better directed to other teams.
Yep.
So I redirect, but it's not so bad if people know what they can expect of us.
Right.
So people can expect us to build an amazing gate, entrance gate to the event, the one that tells you you have arrived, party starts here.
Yes.
That's what it says. So we make awesome things on the terrain. We make a big sign with letters, which will make a very nice selfie spot. We will try to decorate as much as we can of the terrain itself. There will be decoration in heaven for the volunteers to make it a pleasant place to be.
Yep.
And there will also be signs telling you what is where and where you are. So that's the pretty part and the useful part.
Yep.
We will also do some lighting, but not functional lighting, but decorative lighting.
Nice lighting.
Pretty lighting.
Pretty lighting.
Pretty lighting. And occasionally it might also come in handy, so you don't fall on your face. But our goal is to make it
Very
pretty.
useful.
Yeah. Now, what is it that we don't do? We do not design merch.
Okay. Because we have Team Merch for that, which I will talk to you later.
Yeah, we, as a rule, usually do not design anything that gets printed. We have other people for that,
Yep.
and we don't. What else do we not do?
A lot, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, everything else we don't do. we make signs, we paint stuff, we put LEDs on stuff.
Yeah.
We make things look pretty, and that's
You will
basically
make
it.
Why beautiful.
That's what we go.
That's
go
the
for.
aim.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thanks. Is there anything else you want to share? Do you have enough people in your team, or do you need some help with anything prior or during the event?
We are one of these rare teams that has enough people, but that doesn't mean that anybody who feels the pull of the pretty stuff shouldn't apply, because
True.
they would be welcome.
If you want to paint or do stuff with LED lights
Yeah.
to make things pretty,
Yeah,
you're more than welcome.
We definitely need hands.
Perfect. And also at the event itself, right? It's
Yeah.
always a lot of people needed to
Yeah.
put everything up. And
Especially during build-up, we will definitely need people.
Yep.
So yes, that's definitely a good time to help out. So
Absolutely.
come find us, or look at our wiki page and find our mailing list. We have a Signal group as well. There are options.
So numerous ways to get in touch, at least. And I think it's pretty clear. Okay, so not the merch or the printing stuff or,
Nope.
or things like that, but yes to paint, LED lights,
Yeah.
and anything that will make it more beautiful. Cool.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And looking forward to seeing all the beautiful stuff at Y.
We'll see what we can do.
I have complete trust in you all. So
Thank you.
So let's talk about vacancies, plural, again.
Yep.
Because we can always use more people.
We can always use more people. Now that the website is live, and now that the stuff is starting to happen, and stuff needs to be out in the world, Team Info could use your help with writing stuff for the website. Soon there will be a news feed with blog posts, and we could use some help with that. And we need some more people to watch the socials and spam out all the cool stuff that is happening. So
Yes.
if you're good with socials, if you are good with English, get in touch. And Team Info is happy to have you on their team.
And I would also really, if people are more extroverted than average, please reach out to me, because we also go to a lot of cool events like WHYcon, and we could also use people who want to talk to other people about why, and because it's happening, and or why it's happening. I mean, and it helps if you're a bit if you feel secure enough to talk to strangers. So please reach out to us, and maybe you'll be on the WHYcast or at an event promoting Why.
Yep, definitely. And speaking of the WHYcast, I think we could use a little hand as well.
Yes.
Because When we started this, it was like, we could do a weekly little thing and record a few bits and put them together. Sure. It is
But it is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It's taking time. Researching stuff also takes some time. Editing is something we could use an extra hand.
Yeah.
Because now it's always on us, and yeah, it would be nice if we get a little help. So if you have something cool for in the show, or if you are able to help us with the show, please send us an email at WHYcast@WHY2025.org.
Please do. Yeah, that would be amazing. And of course, my good and new friend Simon from Team Accessibility was saying last online meeting, he was talking about, yes, we are doing this and we are doing that, and by the end of his story, where he's talking about Team Accessibility, I said, Simon, do you still need help? Because who are these we you were talking about? And then he said, I have to be frank, we is just me. So he's doing great work. He already has a nice list of things that need to happen. So if you want to help out, make this the most accessible event ever, because we think inclusion matters.
Yep.
A lot. Please reach out to Simon, and he's more than willing and able to help you out, make this the most accessible hacker camp ever.
He has a great framework set up. He just needs more people to help fill in all the bits of his framework and all his ideas, because the base is solid.
Absolutely.
But he can't do it all by himself.
Right. So Simon says, help Simon.
Exactly. And with that, I think we have ticked off all the things on our list.
Yeah.
And
did we receive any questions, Ad? Or other feedback than
I'll refresh. No.
Nope. Okay. Nope. Then we're done for this week.
If you do have a question, if you do have any comments, if you have a nice item, if you have an idea for an item and did a little bit of research, please send us an email at ycast@y2025.org, and we will see, hear, and read your messages next week.
Absolutely, because then it's again Friday.
WHYday.